taking place at a time when a new horizon is dawning for the Ghana Police Service under the able leadership of Dr. George Ekufudampari, who happens to be an honorary member of the association. However, looking at the theme for this forum, rightly behind me, media professionalism and safety of journalists in Ghana. As we all know, a lot has happened in the past and is still happening. And our able chairman has said a lot about safety of journalists and that the professional way in which we practice this noble profession. We would want to take this opportunity to remind the police service and the law and order community that a lot has happened, which has several of our colleagues being attacked, and we have some of the cases already in court. And our dear brother here, the lawyer, Samson, is leading some of them. We've had cases of Ahmed Swale, we've had cases of Pius Asiedu, we've also had cases of Latif, and these are pending issues that we want justice to be served. Again, it is these brutalities that has affected Ghana's ranking, and we really want to see justice. We want to take this opportunity again to remind the IGP and the law and order community about the neighboring issues over the attacks of these journalists. These attacks are the principal factors which has accounted for Ghana's stagnant rankings in recent years on the Global Press Freedom Index. The common trend in these and other examples of attacks against journalists is impunity. And we all know impunity leads to impunity. And it is something that has to be stopped. It is not a crime for a journalist to practice or go about his or her duties. But then, when you attack just for the sake of carrying out your duty, then something has to be done about it. It is significant to note that the DJ has taken steps in response to the growing concerns over the safety of journalists in Ghana. With the assistance of the Norwegian Journalists Union, we have begun organizing workshops across the country on safety of journalists. And this we began 3 years ago. In fact, one was supposed to be happening now in Taprade for the Western region, but that has been postponed to this week. We want to reiterate the need for journalists to treat their safety and security as a matter of first importance, and not the stories that we fetch or the schools that we chase. No story is worth more than your lives. And this we want every single journalist in this country to take notes. It is better for us to live to tell the story than asking the story to be told. We want to take this opportunity to wish us all a fruitful deliberations, and we hope.
An important regional training of trainers with representative of judicial training institutes in Africa. Delegation from Ghana will be there. the training activity falls within the framework of a project sponsored by Japan and Denmark to support the area, the judicial area in this safety of journalists platform. In alignment with the recommendation of the WINDOC plus 30 declaration adopted at the culmination of the 2021 World Press Freedom, so which was celebrated this year in WINDOC to celebrate the 30 years of the proclamation of the World Press Freedom Day. So in alignment with this recommendation, the 2021 IDEI event will contribute towards the safety and independence of journalists to further enable the nurturing of media viability, to further raise global awareness on the threats and dangers faced by journalists and the issue of impunity. An online campaign will also be launched ahead of the day on various social media platforms. This year's celebration will also pave the way for the 10-year anniversary of the UN Plan of Action on Safety of Journalists and the issue of impunity that will be marked in IDEI 2022. I wish actually to remind that last year that was Netherlands which hosted the official celebration of World Press Freedom Day and the International Day to End Impunity. And unfortunately, because of the COVID, the event couldn't be organized in a face-to-face format. But it's the opportunity to thank again the Netherlands for their support to UNESCO on this agenda. Endorsed by the UN Chief Executive Board in 2012, the UN Action Plan of Action for the Safety of Journalists aims to ensure a free and safe environment for journalists and media workers in both conflict and non-conflict situations with a view to foster peace, democracy, and development worldwide.
So the police restrained the journalists from going there. You know, I engaged the Inspector General of Police, and I said, how can you do this? Because this is not right. And that's the reason why the next day they issued that apology letter. You know, because I thought that how can the police say that they will not allow the journal? Meanwhile, also the press followers were freely entering the courtroom. What was their duty there? I mean, and this is a public event, and if the journalists could not be allowed to go and discharge their responsibility, then who else has the freedom to enter the courtroom? And so that using state apparatus to deny the journalist a fundamental right was wrong. And therefore, we told them, and thankfully the next day they issued that statement. And since then, they have not restrained the journalists from covering that. I mean, these are some of the things. You know, sometimes we are restricted. I'll give an example. You know, the last time that the non-aligned movement conference was held in Ghana, after the opening ceremony, they said that the journalists should not cover the event. Meanwhile, you know, those who have been accredited as delegates, who may have been journalists, they were sitting through that. So we had to divide it because I was leading the reporters. So there were monitors at some advantage position. And so therefore we discreetly entered one of those rooms, and then we were watching the monitor. And watching the monitor, we were taking notes. Now, at the end of the conference, you know, those that said that journalists should not come there, they commended us for the extensive coverage. You know, so if any policeman had, in his attempt to remove us from one of the rooms, had hit us with a baton, what would have been the essence of that? When at the end of the day, the media were commended for the extensive coverage. Somebody's duty was to stop people from. Those are the circumstances that we think we do not need, and in a way that things have to be done. You know, yesterday while I was coming, in around 5 something, I was listening to one radio station, and they they were discussing how to book, and that what might have happened or not happened. And one of the people who took part in the travel called in to respond to some issues. And the general was telling him that, I tell you, you are lying. How can the journalist ever do that? Listen, and the basis of the journalist's argument was that he has spoken to some other person who didn't make that trip. And that person has told them that they didn't give them food, they didn't do this, they didn't do that. Then the lady was saying that I was part of the delegation, and it is not true. And the journalist said that I said you are lying. I called the owner of the station, and I said that look, how? Because tomorrow, you need a lady to talk to tomorrow. Now, yesterday you were telling him that he's a liar on air. How do you go back to him and speak to him on another matter? Some of these things are very, very unprofessional. That's why professionalism is very, very critical. Because if Alaji and this journalist were close to each other, I don't know what would have happened. Because naturally, to tell, he also has integrity. And he says that I was there. You say you are talking to somebody who says what he's saying is not true. That somebody says that, oh, I didn't go there. I didn't travel to Morocco, but I have been told. Now between what somebody has told you and what somebody is telling you that he was I remember he said that one day, the late Mr. Salome, he was engaging an argument in some argument as to who has influence over flight legendary runners. And I was saying that Nana told him that look here. And in he rendered it, he said that the Okokran